Hi, I'm Queen Sylvie of the multiple award winning The Queen Sylvie Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Sylvie or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah. The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high quality, and greatly satisfied service, Lafrida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. Lafrida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless.
It used to be hard for this family to run and play in their yard. That big pooch left its business all over. Dad would spend his time cleaning up puppy messes. Now, I make sure the yard is clean so they can play without worry. Yes, there really is a poop fairy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim and Larry Ian. Thank you so much for dropping in and spending another Wednesday with Larry and myself on the Tid-Bits show. And hey, Larry, what's happening down your way in Texas anyhow?
We all right for right now, man. We good. Nothing major.
Weather
Warming
stable,
up.
everything else, all the family stable, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, family working, taking care of business, trying to make some moves, whatever. You know how we do it.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I mean it's not too bad up here. It looks like spring is sprunging. I look
Oh,
at
yeah, it's hot. It's warm down here too, man.
Yeah,
It's
I look
warm.
out front in our yard, and all the little bulbs are starting to, blossom. Pushing up tulips and whatnot. It's like, wow, this is early.
It's time for the foods to come out.
I seen some geese and some ducks coming back. Heading back up north too. So, it's
Oh
obvious.
no, no,
I thought,
I said it's time for the foods to come out.
oh wow, that's coming pretty soon too. Yeah, well, I've already seen people running around in shorts and wife beaters.
Yeah, it's getting ready. It's gonna happen. The crazy people come out in the summertime.
Amen.
Outside now. What's they saying?
Anyhow, have you been paying attention? Yeah, I would hope it's probably covered on the news quite a bit since you're in the Dallas area about the stuff going on down at the southern border.
Mm,
Apparently, Abbott, he's your governor, right? Governor Abbott,
right, right.
wants to utilize, like reserves, to help with the border because apparently the U.S. border people aren't doing their job correctly. Or I don't know. Anyhow, take a look at this and then let's get back and discuss it. Since you are a Texas resident, I figure you may have an opinion on all this.
Department of Justice officials now accusing the state of Texas of blocking Border Patrol agents from accessing several miles along the U.S.-Mexico border in Eagle Pass. According to official sources, Texas has restricted access now to several miles of the Rio Grande down in near Eagle Pass. State authorities late Wednesday began adding razor wire, fencing, and gates to shut off access to Shelby Park and an area under a port of entry bridge. The restrictions come as the number of migrants encountered in the area have fallen to about 500 per day. That's down from the thousands who illegally entered the U.S. less than a month ago. The Texas Military Department says in a statement that its reason for the action is to, quote, restrict access to organizations that perpetuate illegal immigrant crossings in the Eagle Pass area.
Well, Tennessee, one of 14 states siding with Texas and deploying personnel and resources to the southern border in efforts to stop a flow of migrants crossing over and pushing back on federal agents at the same time. All of this while Congress can't seem to find a bipartisan way through. 14 states all have either deployed troops or pledged to in an effort to secure our southern border.
And when you look at the migration of illegal immigrants across the nation, every community in America is now a border town. It's a slap in the face of every American who's been a victim of fentanyl, who's been raped, assaulted, burglarized, carjacked by an illegal.
In October, the Tennessee National Guard Transportation Unit deployed 125 soldiers to the border for a year-long mission. Now, Governor Lee has pledged additional efforts supporting Texas as it aims to block federal agents' access to entry points, hoping to slow illegal migrants from entering the country. Last week, the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 to vacate an injunction from an appeals court and allowed federal border agents to remove razor wire put up by Texas officials at the border. In Congress, the Republican-led House passed the Secure the Border Act in 2023, which would resume building the wall and puts eligibility requirements on border crossings and asylum seekers, among other things. The Senate, however, is trying to push a bipartisan security spending bill that offers legislative solutions at the border, but the deal comes with more funding for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan.
Bipartisanship is the only way that action on the border is going to happen.
Oops, here we are. What do you think about all that?
They worried about the border, man. They got to worry about they said rapists, murderers.
Yeah, they use you caught that too. Buddy. Yeah. I'm like, aren't those the little fear tactics that you try to utilize that, all these people coming across the border are, murderers, fentanyl pushers, and, all of the bad guys. Well, that's not true. We know that not to be true.
And it's crazy. It's just a slap in the face for the illegal people to do it. What about what about the American people that are doing it? So it's okay for them. It's not a slap in the face when they do that, but it's a slap in the face when those people do that or something like that. What kind of?
Well,
kind of stupid crap?
When somebody is, doling out any type of humanitarian aid to these individuals, well, here's a place to sleep and here's some water. I know your journey's been long and tough, and you got to go through some more stuff. Blah blah blah. Well, they consider them traitors. I'm not sure, what their perspective on those individuals are, but that's where they're coming from. So hence, Abbott rather decides to, deploy your Texas military down there, keep out the U.S. border patrol people, and processing people. So I don't know. It's just a freaking mess.
I'm like, does he realize that some of those soldiers in the military are Hispanic or Mexican from descent, and what purpose does that make anyway? To protect the border when you're supposed to be using soldiers to protect the country, the border. I'm talking about the border, man.
Right.
They got border patrol for that. They allocating time and funds to putting up barbed wire. They can be using that money to do something else with. It's so stupid.
There's a lot of resources that are being put down there, and but it is crazy though that the amount of people that are coming into the country illegally, and how the I guess how they call it cartel, is that how you refer to them there?
Yeah.
Are making huge profits off moving these people across the border, and then we're putting them. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, you need to somehow impede that process. I agree.
I think it's dumb. You have no idea.
To make it such a weaponized issue, you know.
They still saying they're building a wall. All they're gonna do is walk around the wall. I'm like, what they gonna build
Or
in one
dig under
area,
it, or what was we talking?
dig under it?
You
That's too
know,
easy.
put a
Yeah,
trampoline
dig
next
under
to it and jump over it, whatever the case may be.
hot air balloon and fly over it. Get a long ass ladder because you know it's. I'm like, you dealing with who think help build a wall? I'm like, what they gonna build their side of the wall, build it up, and then get on the other side. Let's finish building it on this side. We're gonna finish building the wall. They're gonna build the wall on the American side.
You know, and
Well, we built the wall. And
if it's such a darn priority, and I mean, I look at both sides because you heard what the Democratic guy saying. Well, you know, without a bipartisan bill, and it's got to have funding for Israel and Ukraine, and the Republicans saying no, let's just focus on the border. And now it's that back and forth crap, and you had opportunity to sign some legislation at least to get something done, and I mean, nothing gets freaking done. They're too busy politics.
they're wasting out. Yeah, it's a waste of money. They waste the money on these wars and everything. They could be used as money on America and this country and these schools and helping these kids out, the families here in America, paying these teachers and these nurses and some of these first responders more money, even the regular cashier or someone. They can use those funds to give these people that's working hard to keep this country moving forward instead of wasting it on stuff that doesn't even pertain to us.
And I mean, and this continuously gets worse. I was thinking to myself just the other day, I'm like, this reminds me of what we learned in history about 1860, the year that Lincoln was running against all those, the people.
Grant, yeah.
Not Grant, no, Lincoln was running against Douglas.
Okay, Douglas, right.
And, and that's when there was that huge division, in America, this don't, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother conversation. But all that division between Republicans and Democrats, what's interesting is Lincoln was a Republican at the time. And see how things have twisted now. The Republicans are more like Democrats, the Democrats are more like the old Republicans. But in any case,
it's not even their money they worried about.
It's that conflict again, and that's what and you hear all these people talking about. There could be civil war. There could be, because there's so much of a difference of opinions, and nothing's getting freaking done.
If there is a civil war, I think it's going to be mostly dealing with politics, political civil wars. I don't think it's going to be like
that type of a power struggle. Yeah,
that type of war.
I don't think that neighbor's got to be shooting a neighbor. How do you tell?
It's going to be like a cold war, but on a political version. So
you can't have a purge, so to speak. So
but we all going to suffer from it. We all going to suffer from it.
Absolutely, Larry. Let's move on to something else. And this is, I've been noticing this, and there was a little clip that I want to show, and that is in regards to the shortage of volunteer firefighters to help, staff volunteer fire stations, and also, police, are really, I think sometimes digging the bottom of the barrel trying to get recruits so that they can fulfill, their staffing obligations. Let's take a look at this little clip, and I want to get back and chat to you a little bit about this.
Fire stations like this one in Nickerson are finding it harder and harder to get volunteers. That creates a problem because with less staff, fire stations take a longer amount of time to respond to calls. Fire chiefs tell me it's been a problem for years. It's harder to get people to volunteer for the fire department than it used to be. There's differing opinions on why it might be happening. Some believe it's because most families are dual income now and have less time to volunteer, while others see a need to diversify recruiting efforts. Reno County Fire District 3 Chief Gerald Ween says no matter the case, he knows Reno County's other volunteer fire districts just don't have enough hands on deck.
They have the same issues that I have here. They also have people that work in Hutch that don't live in, say, Haven or Arlington as much as in years past. So yeah, they're dealing with the same issues around.
Ween says the main reason fewer people are volunteering in his area, most have jobs far away in Hutch or in Wichita. Because of that, they're out in the community less often and have less time to volunteer. I spoke with the National Fire Council today. They tell me that of the 16,000 firefighters in the state of Kansas, all but roughly 3,000 are volunteers. So it's no wonder that a shortage of volunteers is impacting fire stations across the state. It's extending response times and sometimes causing understaffed responses to emergency situations. Fire chiefs are trying to find solutions.
Lynchburg Police Department is down 27 officers, according to Chief Zudema, and that can have an impact, for starters, how quickly officers can respond to a situation.
We obviously have to prioritize the services that we provide, so certainly anything that's a life-saving issue, we're going to make sure we get officers to immediately. But those incidents that are not critical, in a sense that someone has to be there right away to save a loss of life or something like that, they're going to be delayed in our response.
Or it means that they have limited resources to dedicate towards investigations. A couple cases that currently remain open: the death of 6-year-old Kingston Campbell, shot to death while playing video games, and 12-year-old Malaysia Solomon, shot and killed in February.
We're still actively working both of those. We are still working to follow up on several leads, and we still encourage the community to come forward with any information they have on either of those incidents.
Zudema says the job he does every day is a calling, and he's looking for others to join his team.
Certainly folks don't get into this line of work to become millionaires. They certainly don't get in this line of work because of the great work hours or some of the things they have to deal with. We do it because we want to serve our community. We want to stand up for those folks who can't protect or defend themselves.
In Lynchburg.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
One thing is Lynchburg.
Well, I mean, this could pertain to any community. I see it all over the place, Larry. I look on our news and I see that, certain little villages, county sheriffs, even the state patrol, blasting the television trying to recruit.
Man, people are working, especially volunteering. I'm like, people got to work now.
But think about that. My God. They were talking, what did they say? There's 13,000 volunteer fire departments in the, what was that, state of Kansas? Was that what that was about?
Mm-hmm.
And all but 3,000 are volunteer. So you got 10,000 people there. Think about this. Put it into perspective, when you have that staffing shortage, whether it be in your police and or your fire, that's going to delay your response time, correct?
Yep, across the board it will, yeah.
Across the board. And what happens is, if you have a fire station that's, not manned 24 hours or is understaffed or closes down, and the same thing with your, if the police department, you have no law enforcement availability in the immediate area, your insurance adjuster is going to come in and raise everything about your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, everything else, because so these people, they look at these when they're out there voting and they see like a $1 million levy to support their fire. Oh, I ain't gonna spend another $10 a month to support these. Wait till you see your bill for your insurance because they're gone.
Mm-hmm. It's because it all trickles down to costing you more money.
Oh, insurance is is a gamble, right?
It always is.
They're looking at what are the odds of losing the entire house? Well, I got a fire hydrant right in front of the place, and the fire station's half a mile away, so probably they're gonna get it under control quick.
Yeah.
So boom, they look at that, and instead of you don't have a fire department within 10 miles, and you don't have PD within 30 miles. So I mean everything.
And when people know that, criminals know that, the criminal rate
they do
goes up too when they know
criminal
that
activity will also go up. I agree 100%, Larry.
Yeah, so it makes everything go up across the board. It starts with one thing, and everything follows.
And the guy is right. You've worked security. I've worked at security too, and it's not a glamorous job whatsoever. But you do it because hey, it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And all I can say is think about if you're out there voting for these issues, support your fire departments and your police, because you're gonna get the trickle down effect, just like Larry says. You're gonna end up paying for it in the long run. And hey, if you have
with your life or with your pockets,
if you have the time to volunteer, hey, might end up being a half-ass decent career for you. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Once you burn up.
Once you burn up. Yeah, I see. Where was that? That was someplace just recently. Oh, that was in that Chicago thing. I think they might have lost a fire chief or something like that. Somebody important in that.
That's a tough job. It's a tough. A lot of people don't like being firefighters. So you be more than likely they'd be police officers. But the thing about police officers, they got like a bad stigma. They got this bad things going. Just things being said about it. It's just hard for a police officer now.
Yeah, and that makes it tough to recruit. And again, so a lot of it. Yeah, we just talked about some of the tough recruiting obstacles that these people have. Like I said, you got the time and the interest. Help out. Anyhow, hey, I don't know if you've heard all the different conspiracy theories, between what's going on with Taylor Swift and Biden, right? You've heard that, right? Well, there was an interview done. Actually, I think Colbert got a chance to ask him a little bit about it, and it wasn't Colbert. Was one of the other late night guys. Check us out.
About that, but there's something that I've been it just speaks to the era we live in now. There's a Dark Brandon conspiracy meme. And this is something that you seem to have a lot of fun with. You've co-opted. You've co-opted Dark Brandon. This is a yard sign. And do you enjoy playing around with the Dark Brand meme?
No, I resent the hell out of it.
Okay. Now, my favorite one recently is there are 18% of Americans, according to recent polling, have believe that you and Taylor Swift are actually working in cahoots. And after the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, you posted this on social media and you wrote, "Just like we drew it up." Now, I have you on the hot spot here. Can you confirm or deny that there is an active conspiracy between you and Miss Swift?
Where are you getting this information? It's classified.
It's classified information?
That's classified
You won't share it with us?
I'm not gonna, but I will tell you, she did endorse me in 2020.
She did. I bet you might be wondering. You think it might come around again?
I told you it's classified.
Well, there's your answer.
Was this supposed to be funny or informative?
It was just supposed to be. You know how they've got all these conspiracy theories out there. Seriously, it's out there. It's Taylor's going to try to get all her Swifties to support Biden and make sure Trump doesn't win. You know how it is.
Was that Taylor Swift sitting there, or who was that?
Who was that? Oh, Taylor Swift.
Well, okay.
Anyhow, yeah, apparently, yeah, they've worked on some projects and other stuff together, so they do know one another. But I mean, it's just hilarious that when you have here we go with the fear mongering, right? Look what they're trying to do on the other side. They're trying to utilize, the superstar to sway the vote. It's like, whatever.
He's trying to get paid. He's trying to get in office to continue to get paid to get their retirement check because he needs it.
It's funny. Like I said, it's interesting the stuff that they put out there, and
I'm tired of Taylor Swift. I'm just really. I about not see
how
her.
Can you not
anybody
be
else
a Swiftie? What's wrong with you?
Well, I heard that Swiftie crowd. Why is she so? Well, you got the Queen Bee, not the Queen Bee. Beyonce got the Beehive. Then you got the Swifties.
I really don't know the allure. I can't tell you because I look at her. I mean, she sings okay. But as you said, when somebody like Beyonce puts on a much better show, in my opinion.
I like Kelly Clarkson too.
Kelly's good too.
Doing real well, yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, it depends. I think, she just has an allure to just the average girl because she's not super beautiful. She's just a very nice, attractive, average girl.
It depends on what you're into. So I just saw her. She looked like built like an iron boy to me.
You need like girls with curves.
I need some curves. I need some breasts, man. I can't do just a flat, straight body. That just ain't my style. You gotta give me a little thickness, a little meat on you or something.
That kind of helps. Yeah, I like my woman with a little bit of meat on. Yeah, I agree.
Meat on, yeah. You can't just.
Hey man, you was not gonna believe this crap, and this was just recently at one of the, I think it might have been at the Iowa convention or who knows where it was at, but our buddy was up there making a statement of if he was back in the day, who he could beat in elections. Doesn't matter who he's up against.
The numbers were numbers that nobody could even believe. I remember a very famous pollster, very well-known, John McLaughlin, came to my office just prior to the plague coming in. He said, "Sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln came alive from the dead and they formed a president, vice president team, you would beat them by 40%. That's how good our numbers were."
Mm-hmm. So he could kick the crap out of a Lincoln Washington ticket by 40%.
And I'm white. Look at me. I obviously tell I'm not white. Come on, man.
Wow, must be, you got some interesting lighting, but anyhow.
Yeah, I like confident people, but when you cocky, it's when you just an arrogant and you just know you the shit. It's just then when you think you the shit. But when you think you know you the shit, nah.
I mean, how could you make that? That's just brash, yeah. That you put stuff out there like that, and then there's some people
too much.
Probably people gonna believe it. Yeah, do you know that there was actually a survey done that said what? I never seen that survey. It never came past me because I probably would have laughed or probably vomited.
Yeah, I don't understand why all these people like him as president. And then I was talking to a guy at work. He saying, well, the gas prices were low. I said, bro, ain't nobody eating gas. I said, your paycheck didn't change, did it? I said, how many presidents have given us a minimum wage and make these big companies that make millions of dollars a year pay us more money? Well, that's going to make the moms and pops. I said, we ain't talking about the moms and pops. We're talking about these companies that's getting these tax breaks, that's getting richer and richer, and the employees are still riding around in smart cars because they can't afford a full car. I'm like, come on, bro. We're about some gas prices. I'm talking about money.
And I think now that the unemployment is lower than it's been in a long, long time.
Yeah, but they're not paying you nothing.
Yeah.
You can create 5 billion jobs and pay them $5 an hour. People still not making no money. Once you create 5,000 jobs and pay people maybe $25 an hour, then they can maybe create something because they have more money. They can maybe create their own business and save money. I'm like, don't just create all these jobs and say everybody got a job, but you ain't paying them nothing. Because they just working to survive. And then everything else is high around them, so they just surviving barely. I'm not impressed by that, the employment rate, because ain't nobody getting paid crap.
Well, yeah, and you see, and the price is going up everywhere because they say, well, let's look at a Wendy's for an example, right? Wendy's is now, paying their people, $15 an hour, what they may have to pay to retain an employee. And now, did you see that they have fluctuating prices?
Yeah, exactly.
So if based on supply and demand, I would speculate that like during the lunch hour and during the dinner hour, your burger could go up as much as 50 cents because of the demand for the burger. So yeah, the prices change throughout the day.
It seems like the more
and it's like you got to be kidding me. So we got shrinkflation. We got people, juggling their prices depending on how many people are in line ahead of me.
Yeah, and you play employees with $15 an hour. They're not working full time. That's part time.
You're still not paying them benefits. You're still getting off pretty damn cheap. You're right. That's a good point.
So it's not. Yeah, so I'm not impressed by that. I'm like just across the board, start making these big corporations pay their taxes and then make them pay their people. If you're making billions of dollars a year, they should be paying their people way better than what they pay them. And then you have no need for a union. All these big companies making X amount of dollars should have a union where the union can make them pay. I know two companies right now that need a union that they pay employees. They don't pay employees well, but they need the union. But I know they're making money. So
now, see, there's a Republican curse word. You just said unions. What do you
union? Yeah, I'm just saying it kills me when people say that there are more people employed now, but they're not getting paid nothing.
Well, that's kind of unfortunate because up here in Toledo, home of the Jeep, Jeep had just renegotiated their contract, and now all the part-time people are gone. It's like, okay. And then they sent some of the full-time people, one of the people that we know that they sent him up to the Detroit plant from the Toledo plant. And said, yeah, we're scaling back because, now we're paying you more.
The union?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but the contract's only gotta cover your full-time people who are full-time union members, right? I don't. Right. Yeah, the part-time people, I think it would have to be within the contract that the company has latitude to do with them as they may. Call them in, let them go, so to speak, right?
Right.
So yeah,
and these companies are making billions of dollars a year, and they're not paying taxes. They're not paying their people. So I don't want to hear about no unemployment rate. It's lower. People are working, but people are not getting paid nothing, man. They're getting paid chips.
Yeah, you may be. Yeah, that could be a point. Yeah, because somebody's got to go out and get that $7-8 an hour job because they just got laid off.
Hours.
They just got laid off from their $35 an hour job. You may have a point.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, we may have a 3.5 unemployment level, but yeah, these people that are working,
and then check it. People are working 2 jobs.
Took a big hit, right?
Yeah, people are working 2 jobs, so that means that they got a job here and a job there. So that maybe why the rate is better because you got one individual working 2 jobs to survive. So
yeah, it would be interesting how they calculate that. Then again, if somebody watching has any idea how they actually take those statistics. Yeah, I'd be interested because Larry has a point. What if somebody has 2 jobs? Yeah. Who knows? Anyhow, hey, let's move on. Recently, there was a conference, the CPAC. I don't know if you've heard of CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference. And they had one thing they wanted to say about what's going on. Let's check it out.
All right, welcome. I just wanted to say, welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here. We'll replace it with this right here.
Amen. MAGA will govern for 50 years.
We go to 24. Did you see it? Then it says 28, 32. 36, 40, 44. He's now president for life. He was able to do that. I think it's great. Maybe we'll have to give that a shot someday. So we have 16, we have 20, we have 24. And you know what's very interesting, though? There are really people out there think I'm not leaving. Can you believe it? Hey, maybe that is a good idea.
Somebody needs to assassinate his ass. Get him out of here.
Don't say that.
Yeah, they got assassinated out every other good person. I'm like, what? They need to just get rid of him because he's just doing too much for me, man.
Is that amazing? That I see that out there. I get president for life. Maybe I should consider that. I'm like, what?
I told you, man, this guy is he's doing too much. He thinks he's the shit. Like, he really thinks that God put him here to be our leader. Like, no, not my leader. Like, what the hell is he leading? He's not leading the people. He's leading himself.
I'm not quite sure. Yeah, he's got me completely perplexed. I'm like, wow, And then to listen to these people down at this convention, CPAC, and I guess, the conservative political action. I'm like,
did he throw up the Black Power fist when that?
Then he throws up the fist, and I'm like, how is that conservative political action? That sounds like January.
Mocking black. He's just taking a jab at black people. That's what he's doing.
I have no idea.
Taking a jab at African Americans, Americans, Black Americans. He's just taking a jab at us. Like it's straight up being racist. Just, all that shit is. So
yeah, but with all that kind of crap, and then you hear all kinds of cheering out of the crowd. It's like, what kind of a convention is that?
You got a stage full of idiots and a crowd full of idiots. So there you go. The idiot convention. Let's call it that.
Well, anyhow, let's move on a little bit further past these CPAC people, and I don't know if you know who Michael Steele is. He's he was the RNC chairman from 2009 to 2011, but then now he just basically is like a political analyst for some of these news shows, and you know, he was I guess kind of a middle of the road type of a Republican. But check this out, because I think he may have been offended by something that Trump said. And let me pop that up.
And they say, always trying to demean, well, MAGA really represents 48% of the Republican Party. No, it represents 96% and maybe 100%. We're getting rid of the Romneys of the world. We want to get Romneys and those out. But they know that we are the only ones who can stop them.
Game on, Trump. Game on. I've been in this party since 1976. If anyone is the biggest rhino, it's you. And we coming for you. So just so you understand, you drew the line, baby, stepping up to it. On a whole lot of Republicans out there, at least 40% or more, are stepping to that line, too. So you just need to chill on that. What you got, y'all?
Oh, Alicia, Michael's still putting Donald Trump on notice.
Just on notice. You bring it, baby, because you want a punk? Let's punk, baby. Let's go. 101.
I will take you one Michael Steele and raise you a Sarah Longwell, who had this very accurate tweet in reference to that sound. She said, remember when Carrie Lake said she wanted McCain voters out of the party, didn't want their votes? I forget. Is she the governor of Arizona right now? Or no? We've already seen this movie play out when you say we are not a Big Ten, so we don't want you at our table.
And that's the stupidity of the whole thing. So all of these folks, these late to the table rhinos, you want to throw a rhino? Donald Trump, you are the biggest rhino in the room, the biggest one. And you've duped these folks into thinking that you're somehow the conservative standard bearer? Come on. You want to try to build a party and grow it? You're not doing it. You're shrinking. What elections have you won? What elections have you won? None, except your own. And you're not winning this one because you didn't win the last one.
Well, and
damn.
I like him. Yeah.
He put him in his place, didn't he? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you've seen Michael Steele before. You know who he is.
Yeah, Trump is.
But
he just talks too much.
You know, he's saying.
He doesn't sound smart.
And he's saying, well, you might have 60% of the Republicans that, you know, are, whatever, transitioned or, you know, lured over to your team for whatever reason and or benefit they may have. But there's still 40% of us out there that say, you know, this is just pushing a little bit too far.
I'm surprised he even made it this far to even be trying to even go get up and compete again as a president. I'm surprised
to have that much actual support within the party. Yeah, that shocks me too.
Yeah, nobody really likes him, you know, but the idiots, you know. I don't know anybody that's intelligent that knows politics that really like him. You know, he sounds like the way he sounds on his TV show. You know, The Apprentice. He's the same guy. It was corny on his TV show. Now he's corny into politics. He's an idiot. So.
Yeah, I just hate to see that because, you know.
He's like a white Cat Williams. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is.
And I think you have to agree. Okay, up here we're in northern Ohio along the lake region, it's a staunchly Republican. It truly is. And I'm sure it's the same thing down in Texas. You know, you grew up in a staunchly Republican society. But It was never like this. You know, these people are just off the freaking chisel chain, you know, anymore.
But the crazy part about it too, Tim, is we used to have a lot of candidates. A lot of people you can choose from. Now you're down to like half. One of them is like 99 years old. The other one is a cartoon character, and everybody else that stood up and tried to run was pathetic. So it's like the pickings are slim, and
maybe that's what it is. It's kind of like these volunteer fire departments and shit.
Volunteer.
Trying to find a decent politician is, you know. Hey, I mean, you know.
I'm like, where? I'm like, you got to dig somebody up out the grave now. I'm like, They need to make the law that some past presidents can rerun. Put Barack back in there, or Bush back in there, or someone.
I mean, you know, I mean, Long Island had theirs that they put in. Unfortunately, they had to vote him out. They had those.
So they're going out their own people. That's crazy.
Unbelievable. Anyhow, unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, and we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. Did you see on Tuesday, I guess it was, when in the morning hours through the afternoon when Meta went down? People didn't have Facebook. People didn't have YouTube.
I know the phones went down. I remember that part.
Oh, no. Meta, had a collapse on Tuesday in the morning. Sometime in the early morning, I believe, is when it started. Like, hey, check it out. Let's get into that. Let's check out the video, and then we'll come back and shoot the shit.
So some news just into the Stream Center. JB here with Chip Brewster of the Nexstar Media Wire. Facebook and Instagram services being restored across the country and, of course, in other places around the world after a technical issue. Now, we go, ironically, to X, Chip, for Facebook's comms person that we've been told to follow for an update after this technical issue caused this Facebook and Instagram outage this morning.
Yeah, you've pretty much listed the entire tweet as well. Andy Stone, who is communications with Meta, earlier today, a technical issue caused people to have difficulty accessing some of our services. We resolved the issue as quickly as possible for everyone who was impacted, and we apologize for any inconvenience. So leaving out really all detail, even talking about how it was resolved, just simply saying at this point, it has been resolved, though anecdotally, there are still some lingering effects. I'm sure, though, those will be worked out here in the very near future.
I think I said it wrong. Facebook and Instacrap went on. Yeah, it was crazy. Phones were blowing up. What's wrong? I don't know. I can't get onto my account. You're on mute.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know it had went out.
Oh, well, see, you're a busy guy, and it really doesn't bother you. Then that's a really good thing, because then that just says that Larry's not addicted to Facebook and Instagram, and he doesn't need to check it every hour to see, who's liking whatever he just threw out there. So
and you see my technology skills. I just muted myself, and I didn't realize it. You see that? Yeah. So yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm like, man, I like Facebook and Instagram because you get to catch back up with people, and do a little advertising and stuff like that. But it's been misused. They didn't hate book us so many times on it. But I kind of like it to see my old friends and use it for a communication type thing.
Yeah, it's kind of nice in that regard for people who are, not within your immediate area, and you can keep up with occasionally, what they're doing on, hey, how you doing? You still breathing, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
There you go. Get the phone numbers and get the phone numbers and talk. I met a lot of my old Army partners, friends through Facebook, and we're friends now, and I speak to them sometimes. So it's cool.
Well, see, that's
Facebook.
when you should have like a little group. Create a little group, and then all you guys can have a little group from your old
we do like 19 quartermasters. Yeah, 19 quartermasters, our little group we have. So I keep in touch with them on there. So it's cool, man.
That's right. You was MP type stuff, wasn't you? Beating people up.
Yeah, but I'm not addicted to it though. When I'm bored, I scroll through it, or if my wife puts some on there, or if I put some on there, rarely. But it's people are addicted. Which
don't you find it interesting though that there really is no explanation? Somehow I heard, that, it might have been like a software update of some type, which is possible. But that could have been speculation. I haven't heard anything official.
I think that's a new way of doing it. Don't give an explanation, because it's a sign of weakness. Just say we had a mistake, this, that's it. Don't tell them why, because it could have been something that they did on purpose, and it backfired, and it might bring other questions up. Okay, well, why did you do that? Well, then why did you do that? Then the conspiracy theory might come out.
Why did it happen on Super Tuesday?
Yeah, so they did a good job, because I wouldn't tell them why. I just say it was.
Now think about that. They stagnated people's communication on Super Tuesday.
They might be practicing.
So you never know what they're doing. Yeah, could be conspiracy. Anyhow, that would be an asshole-ish thing to do now, wouldn't it?
No, I think it's typical. Look, Trump is trying to run for president again, so anything is possible now.
Everything's possible.
I might even try to grow my hair back.
I think that could happen too.
No.
Anyhow, let's move on to your favorite part. And that would be our
Asshole of the week. Okay.
Check it out.
Yo, so this male Karen just smashed this dude's window with a baton. Apparently the old guy's son scammed some people out of money from an unfinished construction job.
What's your name?
Dennis Tissington.
Dennis
Get the out of here.
Tissington.
Yes. Get out of here.
You're going to jail, bud.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you are.
Get out of here.
The 67-year-old Tissington was eventually arrested and charged with mischief.
You're going to be in a hospital if you don't get out of here.
No, you can't bring a weapon out on me.
Yes, I can, because I have one.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get the out of here.
Those with mischief. I can't wait to turn 67. I'm like the damn fool.
Can you imagine?
Everything.
And that was all over what? He was over there to collect some money on the project that he was working on, and it goes
walks out and busts his window out.
Wow.
And mischief.
Yeah. You see that police baton he had? He had one. You know what those expandable batons. You see that?
Texas, got shot.
Police can't even carry those anymore. You know that? You'll never see. Look on their hip. You don't see those expandable batons anymore because they're illegal. Kind of like the PR-24. Remember that? They used to have that Chinese karate device. You know what I'm talking about? They carried those for a while too, and then too easy to mess people up with them.
That's crazy. Got away with it with that small charge, which is a Class C misdemeanor.
Yeah, kind of like
Probably got to take him to civil court.
Pay a little fine. Got it. Yeah. Well, to get they may have said that in court too as part of it. Is we'll give you this minimal charge if you pay for the damages.
Anger management classes, yeah.
Pay for the damages, take some classes, and there's probably conditions.
Yeah, he needs his ass whooped.
Besides that, he needs his ass whipped. You're 100%.
I say, you know what? Forget court. I'm gonna take this window out your ass. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're horrible, man. Hey, anyhow, brother. Yeah. So we covered a couple things, we talked about what's going on down south on the border and the conflict. There's another reason they can't get anything done Christmas, when you've got the U.S. government and the local military, button heads. That's ridiculous. And anyhow, hey, we talked about some of the shortages in public service and said, hey, there's some opportunities out there for y'all. So maybe if you got even the slightest bit of interest, get into it. It's not all that bad of a career, truly isn't. And we settled the Biden Taylor Swift conspiracy, that it's classified. So we'll find out later, I guess, about that. And maybe we did have a little coverage of what the CPAC and their ideals, where they're thinking about that, into democracy, baby. And hey, as Larry and I discussed, don't be so dependent on these Facebook and all these other social media devices.
Technology.
There's a lot of problems with people's inability to communicate with one another because they got their darn nose stuck in those phones. Every once in a while, put that thing down and say hello to your neighbor for us. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Larry?
Oh, it's me?
It is you, brother.
Check me out on LRE Fitness Solutions. Facebook if it's working, Instagram if it's working. If it's not working, oh well. Maybe you can catch this on YouTube. Right? I talk to a lot of clients and they have a lot of reasons of why they don't want to work out, this, that. But at the end of the day, don't wait till tomorrow to start what you can do today. All right. Fitness is tough. It's tough to stay in shape when you got to work 2 jobs or 1 job or doing this, but think about the benefits in the long run that you can get from fitness. At the beginning, you will be tired out, you will be sore, but at the end of the day, you're going to benefit from it. Fitness is very essential. Fitness is fun and it's healthy for you. So don't wait till tomorrow to start today. LRE Fitness Solutions, Instagram, Facebook, if it's working. Check me out. Holler at me.
Yeah, we're going to holler. You know what else I was having to think about when we talk about in with your physical fitness? Get your butt to the doctors.
Oh yeah, go
You
to the
know,
doctor. My wife is good at telling me to go to the doctor.
you know, get that blood work done. You know, get that should be done if you're
You should
older.
do that before you even start a fitness.
Before you even start a
program.
fitness program, right? To make sure your levels are good, to make sure you know there's nothing else going on inside you that you haven't even discovered yet.
And then you can focus on what part you need to focus on by looking at your labs and everything like that. So it's very important.
Oh, amen. Because you're going to know if your cholesterol levels are up, all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, a full lab work would be really nice if you can, you know, if your insurance, and they usually do about once a year, so there's no reason why you can't go get a yearly health check and have them do the blood work up for you just to make sure that you're on point before Larry gets his hands on you and starts working on building you up physically.
I'm going to work the mess out of you.
Metabolically, I think you should be metabolically fit first before you think about getting physically fit, but that's just my opinion. But in any regards, I think it's time for Larry and I to get the heck out of here. We are done preaching. We are done giving you all the information that the world really could care less about.
Yes, right. So for asshole of the week, they care about that. Everything else, they're like,
But I'll tell you what, we will be back here next week. So until then, hey, peace, man.